What would you do if your own sister stole your dream wedding venue just weeks before you were supposed to book it? Maya was about to find out that sometimes the best revenge is simply letting karma do its job. This is a story about family, betrayal, and what happens when entitlement meets consequences. You've been with Derek for 5 years, and when he finally proposed last spring, you were over the moon. You'd always dreamed of getting married at Willowbrook Estate, the stunning historic mansion where your grandparents had their reception 60 years ago. The venue only accepted bookings exactly 1 year in advance, and your date was going to be available in just 3 weeks. You told everyone in your family about your plans, sharing photos and stories about how much this place meant to you. Your younger sister Chelsea had just gotten engaged 2 months after you, and she seemed genuinely happy for you. She kept asking questions about your venue, your timeline, and all the little details you'd been planning. Then, exactly 2 weeks before you could place your booking deposit, Chelsea called with news. Her voice was sickeningly sweet as she announced she'd just booked Willowbrook Estate for her own wedding, scheduled for 3 months before your planned date. You felt like you'd been punched in the stomach. When you confronted her, Chelsea just laughed and said, "You should have booked it sooner. I guess I just have better planning skills than you." Your mom tried to smooth things over, suggesting you just pick another venue and let it go. "Chelsea's younger, she's more impulsive. Just be the bigger person, Maya," she said, as if that made the betrayal hurt any less. You were heartbroken, but Derek reminded you that you had something important. All those text messages where Chelsea had acknowledged it was your dream venue first. You'd even sent her a message weeks earlier outlining your entire timeline. At first, you weren't sure what to do with those messages. But then you remembered something crucial about Willowbrook Estate. They had a strict ethics clause in their contract about booking practices and family conflicts. You decided to take the high road publicly while quietly documenting everything. You congratulated Chelsea on social media, all while screenshotting every smug comment she made about winning the venue. 2 months passed, and Chelsea was in full bridezilla mode. She posted constant updates about her Willowbrook Estate wedding, clearly relishing in what she'd taken from you. Then came the retention question that kept you up at night. What would Chelsea do when she found out about the estate's strict no-refund policy? Because you were about to make sure she'd need one. You contacted Willowbrook Estate's management directly, providing them with all the evidence of Chelsea's deliberate interference. You included the text where she admitted knowing it was your family venue, your timeline, and her better planning comment. The estate took their ethics clause seriously, very seriously. Within a week, you received a formal letter stating they were investigating the booking and would make a determination shortly. You didn't tell anyone what you'd done. You just waited, watching Chelsea continue to plan and brag, completely unaware of what was coming. 3 weeks later, Chelsea called you screaming. Willowbrook Estate had canceled her contract, citing their ethics policy against booking venues in bad faith to harm family members. The best part? Because she'd violated the ethics clause, she'd forfeited her entire deposit. $15,000 gone, just like that. And the date she'd stolen from you was suddenly available again. When Chelsea demanded to know if you'd reported her, you simply said, "I just provided them with the truth." You did this to yourself. She tried to get your mom on her side, but even Patricia couldn't defend what Chelsea had done once she saw all the evidence. The texts made it crystal clear that this had been calculated and cruel. Chelsea scrambled to find another venue, but everything in her price range was either booked or didn't meet her standards. She ended up settling for a hotel ballroom she'd previously called tacky. Meanwhile, you contacted Willowbrook Estate and were able to book your original date. They even gave you a discount as an apology for the situation, which made the whole thing even sweeter. The family dynamics shifted after that. Chelsea's friends started asking questions about why her venue had fallen through, and the truth slowly came out through the family grapevine. Your aunt, your grandmother's sister, called Chelsea directly and told her she was ashamed. That venue was Maya's family heritage, and you knew it, she said. Chelsea finally understood that actions have consequences. Chelsea eventually apologized, though you could tell it was more about social pressure than genuine remorse. You accepted it gracefully, but kept your distance during wedding planning. Her wedding at the hotel ballroom was nice enough, but you noticed she barely posted about it on social media. The smugness had evaporated entirely. When your wedding day arrived at Willowbrook Estate, it was everything you dreamed of. The gardens were perfect, the historic mansion glowed in the sunset, and your grandmother's spirit felt present in every moment. Chelsea attended and seemed genuinely happy for you, though you caught her looking around the venue with clear regret. She'd learned an expensive lesson about greed and entitlement. Your mom pulled you aside during the reception and quietly apologized for not standing up for you initially. I should have recognized how wrong Chelsea was from the start, she admitted. The best revenge wasn't just getting your venue back. It was Chelsea having to watch you get married in the place she'd tried to steal, knowing she'd paid $15,000 for the privilege of that lesson. Looking back, you realized that you didn't have to stoop to her level or plot some elaborate scheme. You just had to let the truth speak for itself and trust that institutions with integrity would do the right thing. Chelsea never tried to compete with you again. She'd learned that taking shortcuts and hurting people always catches up with you eventually, one way or another. Your relationship with your sister slowly improved over time, built on new boundaries and mutual respect. She was no longer the golden child who could get away with anything, and that was healthier for everyone. Sometimes karma doesn't need your help. It just needs you to document the truth and let people's own actions bring about their consequences. So here's my question for you. Would you have handled it the same way, or would you have let your sister get away with it to keep the peace?